If you take a step towards me, you will take my breath away. So I'll keep you close and keep my secret safe. No one else has ever loved me. No one else has ever tried. I never understood how much I could take. Then I saw the worst was over when I laid my eyes on you. It was all that I could do to know my place. Out of all the past illusions, out of all the dreams come true, I was gone until I finally saw your face.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you enjoyed those double strikes at the beginning of the video. I certainly did. But to the main event, and today we've got the pleasure of watching Rooke in his Blyskawica, the tier 7 Polish DD that you could get for some event years ago, and yeah, an absolute beast of a gunship. So Rooke's entered the Charlie Cap and he's taking the mass under fire, and he's taking fire from the other side as well, in a bit of a crossfire here, so he's reversing in his smoke and repositioning as far as you can when you're in a smoke screen. I mean, he wants to stay concealed at this point. Our top's to the right hand side, which is good. I'm expecting another set from the left. Whilst we're here, we might as well shoot at the Monte Carlo, right? And there's a King George and a Colorado coming in on this flank as well as the two DDs that are in the cap with Rooke here. Monte Carlo's taking a huge amount of damage there, and Rooke's got the AP out on him. Yeah, hits him, but doesn't quite do the business there, unfortunately. 30 odd seconds left on the smoke, so of course Rooke's going to move out of his smoke screen and see what's going on. I think I might have just poked out here and then got ready to reverse again. However, you know, the mass is right in front of him, so can open fire. And there's also a shit ton of ships in Bravo Cap. There's another DD in there with a battleship and a cruiser as well, so yeah, there's a lot of targets very close by. I think Rooke's counting on the fact that the enemy team got distracted by the Omaha in Bravo Cap there, and he's just continuing to fire at the mass, which is the right thing to do, of course. And now he's just going to manoeuvre a little bit, moving into cover behind the island so he can't take any fire from the Bravo Cap. And I think the mass has met his match here, right? I mean, withering fire from the Blyskawica at tier 7. There's not much can outperform this thing. Maybe, possibly the Leningrad will be on a par, I would imagine, with its guns, but I don't think the reload's quite as good. So back in the cap circle, but he is spotted from Bravo Cap, and he's going to move forward. I think I might have moved a little bit further south just to ensure that I wasn't getting spotted a bit earlier. But you know, it's kind of worked out quite well so far. I mean, he's got full control of Charlie Cap, and there's not many ships anywhere near him. Now, Rooke has taken a smoke here. I think I probably would have just driven straight into the cap circle at this point. But the Visby's here. So, opening up with the guns, turning to engage. The Visby's not going to have a good time at all. He sent his torpedoes early as well, which was the wrong thing to do. And Rooke's going to try and get the mass here. I think I might have kept shooting at the Visby, but do you know what? Fair play to Rooke. He got the mass anyway, so that's absolutely fine. And the Visby's taking huge damage. And that's a kill. Looking back at this, I think that Rooke was maybe trying to manufacture a double strike. I don't know, but yeah. In any case, a great start to the game, taking out 2 enemy DDs, and just fantastic, really. So 16 seconds to the cap, and all is well so far. Now, one of the great disadvantages of the Blyskawica is the 6.8 kilometre concealment, which isn't particularly good. Knocking on the door of 7 kilometres there. It gets outspotted by most DDs, I would imagine. Well, I suppose, in fact, thinking about it, a lot of the DDs at tier 7 do struggle somewhat, because they can't mount the concealment module. I think I'm just used to derping around in the Shiratsuyu, which has got fantastic concealment for a tier 7 at 5.8 kilometres. So yeah, I mean, it's a kilometre worse spotting range on the Blyska. Kamikaze comes into view, so Rooke's going to shoot it. I'll try. Yeah, manages to hit him and sets him on fire. Last spotted position of the caster is in Bravo Cap. There's a BB pushing in. The rest of the enemy team pushed southeast into the Delta Cap. Oh, some torpedoes here. Thankfully we don't need to avoid those. So, Kamikaze, King George and Colorado to the north, and Rooke's going to enter the Bravo Cap and contest it, and hopefully he can get a bead on the Koenig at some point. Looks like the Danae is about to go down for the enemy. So, you know, this game's looking reasonable and very winnable at this point. Teams are fairly even on points, and Rooke's team has just got 1 ship advantage at the moment. So he's going to pull forward behind this island, and then he'll probably reverse out and try and get some torpedoes into the Koenig as he exits the cap circle. Taking a smoke again, and we see the Kamikaze to the north. Looks like our friendly Minikaze spotted him, which is great. The turret traverse isn't great on the tier 7 DD, so it takes a while for Rooke to train his guns on the Kamikaze there. I mean, it's pretty much the same for everybody at this tier. So capturing the Bravo Cap, and there's probably another DD around. It's just a matter of knowing where he is. And he does manage to get 2 torpedoes into the Koenig there, which is lovely. And some incoming torps from the enemy Kamikaze there. And that's a full set. But you know, the Kamikaze's torpedoes reload in 40 seconds. So you've really got to be aware of that thing. It's an utter beast. So Bravo captured, and shots into the Kamikaze, and looks like the Kamikaze is making it as difficult as possible for Rooke to get shells into him. He's doing the right thing, he's changing direction. I'm amazed the kamikaze's still spotted. He must have fired his guns. Colorado comes into view and it looks as though he's going to go around the side of the island. Rooke gets spotted and yeah, there's the Visby to the south. So no dice with torpedoes on the Colorado. Colorado knows he's here, he's not daft. He's heading towards the island. It's going to send some anyway, just in case he speeds up, which is quite unlikely, I would imagine. So shots into the Visby. Really good awareness of his situation here. I mean, in a DD, you've got to have your head on a swivel 360 degrees, you know. Especially if you're not sure where that enemy DD threat's going to come from. It's very important that you can counter that threat as soon as possible as well. Like I said, it can be quite tricky, especially with slow turret traverse at lower tiers. Ah, that's a nice fire on the Colorado. And he's firing unspotted there, which is great. Just utilising the island in front just to ensure that he doesn't get spotted. It looks as though we've lost a couple more ships, but so's the enemy team, you know. So, still pretty even. Looks team slightly ahead on points. And he's going to send some torpedoes straight at the Colorado. The Colorado's decided that he wants the Bravo cap. So I think Rooke will probably engage him with the guns, and he does. And the Colorado's loaded the HE and does manage to hit Rooke. He's got another fire on the Colorado, so that's good. And I don't think he's noticed that front torpedo, so he'll possibly take that, and he does, which is lovely with the flooding. Bit of dot damage going on there. King George comes into view. Yeah, and the Colorado's going to go down. Lovely. It was a nice kill. So Rooke decides he's going to engage the King George at distance. Hopefully he can get some more fires. And he does get a fire. Keeping the guns hot. And another fire. Great stuff. We do lose the Minikaze though to the enemy kamikaze. He obviously knows what he's doing, that enemy kami. But you know, the enemy have only got 2 ships left, and Rooke's got himself into another position where he can shoot at the King George in concealment. Absolutely the right thing to do. You can just see the nose of the King George poking out there. And he's obviously trying to get another fire here. And he's going to send some torp short. Maybe he's got a feeling that the King George is going to put the brakes on, because he's facing 3 friendly battleships. And he does get another fire too. So, more damage over time. Damage is mounting up very nicely for a tier 7 game. Knocking on the door of 100k. So Rooke has got a choice. I mean, he could go into the Alpha Cap, secure the game. But I think he's got mind to get rid of his King George. And do you know what? I think those torpedoes are looking quite nice. Yeah, they're fine. Oh, that was a super kill there. Really good. Really good kill. Oh, and the kamikaze turns up. Right, okay, so yeah, that's Confederate and high caliber, and the kamikaze is going to go down. Great stuff. Yes, well done, Rooke. 111,000 damage, Confederate, Kraken and high caliber. Excellent stuff. Few torpedoes, mostly guns. Ah yes, and 2,534 XP there. Puts him firmly at the top of the friendly team. And damaging at the Colorado, King George, Mass, Visby, Kamikaze, Koenig. And yeah, the Monte Collie as well, and the Visby there. So, well done indeed, Rooke. Well played, mate. And as always, guys, thanks ever so much for watching. I do appreciate it. And maybe you can hit the like and subscribe button. Okay, take care, and I'll catch you all again soon. Alright, bye-bye.
I just wanna have enough. This is where it begins, and this is where it ends. The gods of down generation, they told us that we wouldn't survive. They left us alone in the maelstrom. As you can see, we're all clearly alive. We know where you are and we're coming. Let's see you say that shit to our face. 30, 30, 150 remembers. 30, 30, 150.